Great people, welcome to Greatness Assured Show, and here is your host Isaac the Great. And today's topic is about stress and depression among artists. And by the way, thank you so much for tuning in. This is very important. I really appreciate the number that are so far subscribed to my channel. We are over already 900 people, and we are looking forward to 1,000 and more thousands. Oh my goodness. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching this show. So welcome to today's topic, and I have a guest with me who will be able to discuss with me on this topic. And today I'm having an artist, a comedian, to talk about this issue. So Timothy, I guess you have heard of this issue of artists and comedians stressed, depressed, and some are even have gotten to the level of, we have had one who has come to suicide. You know, what's your take on this?
My take on this is I'm part of it. I'm one of the artists, and I know the problems that people are facing there. First of all, I can say there is competition.
So there's competition?
And you know,
competition for fame, competition for business, competition for what?
For fame. You know, it's artist world.
Yes.
You have to be the best than the others so that you can be more famous.
Oh, so competition?
So one is competition, and most of the artists, according to how they vision their life as artists, we think that we just go there and perform, and all of a sudden we are famous.
Oh, when somebody's getting in, he or she thinks that when he gets there, it's just be a walk in the park and
seven years ago, I used to think the same.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I used to think that I'll just go there and be given a show, and then I would amuse the audience, and all of a sudden I'm famous.
But shock on you, you will go there and say, what?
It's just one person.
It's not as easy as that.
Yeah, you're just going to perform. First of all, in the audition, you're performing to one person. And this one person is already bored because he has auditioned almost 100 people.
Yes.
So he will not give you the attention you are seeking.
So you're saying you get there and people think that they're going to get to fame, and they don't get to fame.
They don't get to fame.
And besides the competition, what else is causing people to be stressed out?
So, okay, let me finish first with that one. So when you realize things are not like that, and all your hopes are put there, you go audition 3 times and no one is listening to you, and then that thing will eat you up.
Yes.
That's one cause of depression. Another issue is about finances. You see, in art, most of what you do, you do it wholeheartedly.
Yes.
You fund it on your own.
Yes.
Like, let's say, fare, food, and everything. You might be invited somewhere, there's an audition.
Yes.
But all those things you have to pay for yourself. You don't have any job. Your mind is that you're going to perform there and you make it.
Yes.
That's what's on your mind. Then you go there. You have a, you know, I've been, if I can use my story, I've done a lot of auditions without money.
Yes.
I've walked from town to Githurai.
You said walked?
Yeah.
From town to Githurai?
Yeah. Also, I've walked from Limuru to Donholm.
From Limuru to Donholm?
Yeah.
I'm not good in the computation of kilometers, but I think that's almost 60 kilometers.
Yeah. Because I went there hoping I'm going to get something out of that. Then the show happens and nobody's paying me. And then you see,
so bad, eh?
Walking, you are going to kill yourself with your thoughts. Yes, that's another thing for depression. Another thing is peer pressure.
Peer pressure?
Yeah, because now, like, let's say, there were these days that I used to be very active in comedy. Like, I would perform in every show in Nairobi, and I started gaining recognition from people. And them them knowing me, they will stop me on the streets and like, I watch you on TVs, I watched your last, I
yes.
watch it. And then for yourself, you feel like you have already made it.
Yes.
But you have not. And then you start living above your,
you struggle to live above your means.
Like a celebrity.
Yes.
Of which you don't have the finances to.
Yes.
So it eats you up.
Yes.
And then you find yourself depressed.
I'm trying to imagine now when somebody who is famous is found in a matatu and it becomes an issue. Hey, you mean you use public transport?
Yeah.
You can't afford Uber if you don't drive.
Yes.
Because you want to live a certain status, because you are famous and that.
Yes. You're already famous. I told you that I performed this show once when I knew I had made it in life. It's this show that I performed in KU, in KU TV, and it was fully packed.
Yes.
And I enjoyed the show. I performed how I can put it. I performed to my best. And I knew that this is it. Now I've made it.
Yes.
But I was paid 2,500. After going in rehearsals for 2 weeks, paying your fare.
Oh my goodness.
From Kayole to KU, paying fare, going to auditions. You've made it through auditions.
Yes.
Using your fare, then you go to rehearsals like 1 week before the show. You have to go daily to rehearse so that the show must will be perfect.
Yes.
You are using your own fare.
Yes.
So most of it, they are debts. While you are taking up these debts, you are promising these guys that you will pay them because you are already having a big show.
Yes.
This is a big moment of my life. If you give me this, I'm going to return to you.
Yes.
Then you have like 2,500. You owe people like 2,500. Then you perform this show, you are given 2,500. What will you do?
It's so demoralizing because you have invested a lot of money, a lot of time, and what you get in return is very little.
It's very little. Yeah. So I would have been a victim of this
stress and depression.
Yeah. But I would say that like I had one of the biggest challenge in my life is my brother, my big bro.
Yes.
He is like a direct critic. He criticizes me directly. It used to be painful back then.
Yes.
Because he was a big part of the reason that I stopped.
Yes.
Forcing myself on comedy during those days. Because I was not ready for it.
Yes.
My finances, everything, I just hoped I would make it. But he criticized me.
Yes.
And I stepped aside first.
Yes, you took a break.
Yeah. And I ventured into the business world. And I started doing business here and there. And I used my comedy to earn money in a different way.
Very good.
Yeah. I can say from I left it at 2016, and so far I've already traveled abroad with a certain organization, Deep Democracy, you know it.
You've traveled abroad?
Yeah.
Where, to be specific?
Let's say Egypt.
You've been to Egypt?
Yeah.
Through DDI?
Through DDI, but through also the name comedy.
Wow.
Yeah. Because they believed in me as a comedian.
Yes.
And also they wanted me to learn what they are doing.
They are doing.
And so to me I can say through comedy, through the name comedy, not through comedy, through me
you as Timothy, a comedian.
I've been successful in business. I've been successful in people, and I have a lot of connections right now because and it saved me depression and all that.
Very good.
Yeah.
So you're saying, besides what artists are doing, as much as things are not making a lot of money, they can find something else that they can do to keep them
to fund the art.
To fund the art.
Art is funded.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until now, the art gets to a point where you can be able to monetize it.
For
you
it
have money.
to start paying. It's just like business.
Yes.
You start business and you put much input.
Yes.
Without it giving you the return.
Exactly. That is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because as we talk, I'm paying a lot of money to have this channel, to do all this recording and all this transport at the end of the day, and I'm not getting money. But I have hope that at some point I'll be able to get some return when this channel is monetized, and also when I get clients who are out there to to seek my help as a counseling psychologist and as a life coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how art you should be diverse. You should be open-minded, as I always say. I started with stand-up comedy. Then I realized I can also do acting. Then I was there was this competition of Mr. and Miss Gatondo, and I was selected as one of the judges.
Judges.
Also, I've been a director of a certain TV show, kids show. But all of that I started with the name comedy.
Very good. So
But
comedy has opened doors for you.
Yeah. So comedy is not just stand up. You just stay there and hope that one day you'll make it by just going to auditions. Explore further with that
Very
name.
good, very good. That's a very good advice in terms of coping up with issues of stress. So if we are to, before we wind up, I think we have already indicated the areas of or causing or areas of concern when it comes to depression and stress among artists. So, and in terms of coping, you have already indicated that number one, it's good to use the comedy to grow yourself to another level. Number two, I think you will agree with me when I say don't have very high expectation as you begin.
True.
Then there is this issue of the fame. Fame, you know, I usually pay as a life coach and as a counseling psychologist, I say fame faints. You cannot stay at the top forever.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether you would find it worthy to tell your other artists that as much as you are famous, just know that it will fade. Therefore, when you come down, does not mean that you are worse.
Yeah. I can also talk that about using my experience. During my younger years, when I was in class 1 to 2, from 2, I started my, let's say, comedy journey because people in that school, Our Lady of Victory in Subukia, they appreciated me, my comedy, and they called me cartoon. For 7 years,
Yes.
nobody could touch me.
You are so famous in
Famous
school.
even at home, everywhere. Everybody knew me as cartoon. But after I vacated from that school, I went to a public school, a much quiet school.
Yes.
I would go back to these people who saw me as famous when I was coming to this other school.
Yes.
And I would try even to smile at them, but they wouldn't even recognize
Oh.
me. Yeah.
Because the fact that things have changed,
Yeah.
you lose the fame,
Yeah, you
and you're
lose
no
the
longer
fame.
there.
Yeah, you're no
And
longer
therefore, you
there.
wonder, why is that people are not recognizing me?
Yeah. And so that was my first big lesson. Yeah, so I even wanted to be, let's say, chini ya maji. I didn't want even people to know me, the rest of my high school. Still, I was gaining some little fame. But throughout my high school, I wanted to be underwater.
Yeah, you just want to be someone cool who is not very much outgoing.
Then after high school, I wanted to run after fame again. I wanted now to be famous. Now I don't have school. I want to be famous again. And I struggled like I did a lot of things. I've done a lot of things. And that's when I understood that fame doesn't grow overnight.
Very important. Actually, if that can be underlined, fame does not grow overnight.
Yeah, you work for it.
You work for it.
Yeah, because I can say, you see right now, there's no place in Kenya that I've not stepped. Yeah, right now.
You have traveled. Have you been to Northeastern?
Yeah, I've been everywhere. Acting set books.
Wow.
Going with these tours and all. I've had, let's say, audience everywhere.
That's very good.
Most of them, they know me. So I know that next time I get onto that platform,
Yes.
I'll have a lot of people knowing me and they'll back me up. And then people will now start wondering, how is this guy famous? No,
Yes.
you act for the fame.
Yes.
Yeah, you just don't go there to the audience and you make them laugh. I tried it on my first show. I thought that I'm going to just perform
Yes.
and they laugh.
Yes.
But my first joke, they did not laugh. I threw my second joke, they did not laugh.
Yeah.
It started eating me up and I'm still on stage.
Are you on stage and no one seems to be bothered of what you are saying? You are not making sense to them.
If I let that thing get into my head,
Yes.
I would have been depressed then.
Very important.
Yeah.
Don't feel down and get depressed because of the fact that people have not said yes to your work.
the first time.
The first time.
There are so many times you will try and you will get the attention. Like
Yes.
like going to auditions. That's why the auditions are important.
Yes.
You go to the first audition, nobody listens to you. They just go, especially in Churchill. You just there. You go there and you look at them. They are talking, and you start. You wait. You are waiting for them to finish talking, so that you tell them your
You
joke.
can tell them your joke.
But then they just they see you that you are not talking, so they tell you, if you don't have anything to say, just go.
And I've tried to think that sometimes they can really boo you. They can really bring you down.
Yeah, they are representing the audience. They are not doing anything wrong. They are representing the audience. The same way you are going there and you see them with those stone faces,
Yes.
the same way you will go there with somebody who is stressed. And you know, I've performed in a certain show where a guy who took me to that show, I believed in, I won't mention his name, but
Yes,
I believed
don't mention his name.
I believed in him.
Yes.
Because he even gave me that chance to perform at another show in Embakasi. And he was the first one, because I believed, I wanted him to be like my mentor.
Yes.
He took the mic and he went to perform that show. He was the first guy to perform. You know, those people, they threw bottles of alcohol at him.
What?
They threw bottles of alcohol at him.
That's very intimidating.
Yeah, I could not even go to that stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, that guy is still doing the shows up to now.
Wow, 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 wow. That is resilience.
Yeah.
That even after people pushing you to the corner to give up, he was able to pick up and
Pick up.
move on.
Me too. Yeah, I would say the same. I've done also being pushed, but you still have to make it. That's the way, like I'm saying, how jokes come through. There's this big and difficult situation, but you have to find something funny about it.
Very good, very good.
So-
So as we wind up, I would wish to give you an opportunity maybe to see a parting shot to artists.
Yeah.
And even to people out there who press artists to the extent of getting stressed and depressed. What would you tell them?
I'm talking to the artists, not to those who are making artists,
Oh.
because they are the guys who have made me. I've not yet made it, but they've shown me that what they are doing, they are not doing anything wrong. They're just the interviewers. But I'm talking to the artists, and I'm telling you that this is a game. Just like politics is also a game, just like football. You have to work hard. You have to you have to be on top of your game every day. And also you have to accept critics. You have to accept critics, because as much as you have fans, you will be criticized by as much fans that love you. So critics and critics and those people who cheer you, they are the same people. They make you they view you. That's why they have those. So if you let those words get into you, you will be depressed, and you won't even see your future. You will start considering yourself a loser because nobody likes you. But they are challenging you to be more and better. Also, I would say, don't rely much on art. Art is part-time, but you have a whole life, because let's say you have made it. Let me use stand-up, right? Let's say you have gone and auditioned for a stand-up comedy and you have been given a show. That doesn't mean you have made it. In fact, it's putting more pressure on you to try harder. You see? So you have to have something else that you are doing that will break that a lot of thinking about art and all that. You have to have other things, because you have another life.
Yes.
Once this is done, like you have said, fame fades.
Yes, fame fades.
Once all of this fades, you will have to go back to your life.
Very good.
So if you have nothing, you will be depressed.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Timothy, for that. My parting shot will be, if you are an artist there and famous and all that, when you are stressed and depressed, it's okay to feel that you are not okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to seek for help, not because you are becoming weaker and they feel like you are losing it up, but because you want to become stronger. Get in touch with me. I'll be able to help you as an artist, as an individual, as a counseling psychologist, to help you. You don't have to die of depression or suicide. You can find help. Subscribe to this channel, like, comment, and let's get in touch.